Welcome to the Deuce and Don podcast. I'm your host, Deuce. Alongside me, we got
Don Blake, and together we are the Deuce and Don podcast.
Yes, sir. Episode 28. Yeah, it's been a long ride, man. I'm happy to be here with you, my bro.
No doubt,
yes,
Brody.
Sir.
You already know, man. We talking sports this time, man.
Yeah.
It's August 19th, 20th, something like that.
Yeah, I think it's 20th.
So
20th,
basically what's going on right now is again in sports, basically, with regular season, we just got the WNBA. But people are very excited because the NFL is coming back. That's where all the money's at when it comes to sports. With all this gambling and tickets and FanDuel and parlays and your best friend is gonna be making some stupid parlays this fall. It's that time of the year, bro. So NFL preseason. I've been watching some games. Trying to keep up. With the action. So. I don't know. Did you catch the Commanders Bengals game last night?
Yeah, I caught
the other
it.
night.
Yeah, the offenses definitely went out there and did their thing. It was a close game. I liked how competitive both teams came out. I know a lot of times preseasons isn't really looked at as like a serious thing.
Right.
I think the NFL has done a really good job as making these games seem like they have something to prove out there, or they're trying to actually, test things out in game. And it's really cool to see. It's like, It's good for the engagement, even though the NFL season hasn't started yet, people love seeing football. So give us something to go out there and watch. I like that part.
For sure. I think, because right now what's going on with the NFL with the preseason is, a lot of people, they don't like the games because it's like there's all these players, that they don't know of. But the thing is, that's what the preseason's for. It's like these guys that haven't been on the roster before, or that are just trying to make their first roster.
Yeah.
They're fighting for their NFL lives, really, in their athletic lives, And so, unfortunately now, we only got 3 games compared to 4, which is better for the fan, definitely, and for us, because, we want to get the preseason over with. We just kind of want to get these games going, but for these kids, it's not that good, because it's like they only get 3 games to prove themselves instead of that extra game, but I'll say this about the Bengals Commanders game. Joe Burrow, he's looking really good, but against preseason, he's playing, they had some backups in there and against him, but Daniels was looking good too. I mean, he was running hard like it was a playoff game, it makes us excited, definitely.
Where do you think these two offenses will rank in their offenses? I mean, in their conferences.
In their conferences?
Yeah.
I mean, I think you'd be hard to find both of them not being top 5 in their conferences. I mean,
hell yeah.
The Bengals, especially because the Bengals, I think, had one of the highest ranked offenses last year.
And now they got Chase Brown.
Yeah, then they still got Jamar Chase out there. So I think it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer, and then the Commanders, they've made some moves too, at least defensively, and I still think they're going to be a top 5 offense too. I think because they could still run the ball, they could throw the ball too, of course, with Daniels, I'm gonna have to look over everything before I go with that. I'm gonna definitely go Bengals top 5 in their conference. So Washington, no, I think they'll be at the very least close to top 5.
Yeah, I think they have potential to be top 5 with the way Jaden Daniels can run the ball and throw it. I think they have similar potential. Obviously, they don't have a running back like Derrick Henry in Baltimore, but with Jaden Daniels, I feel like they have a similar type of attack on offense. So I feel like they have a high potential, a high upside this year. I like them coming out the NFC.
Nah, for sure. I think because the thing is, like with Daniels, is he don't turn the ball over, and he's cool. He's cool as hell. Like in the biggest games, bro. It's like pressure don't really seem to get to him, man. And so like to establish that poise as a rookie, the way he did last year, as long as he stays healthy and the Commanders, really decide what they're doing in terms of their team, I think the sky's the limit for him.
They keep upgrading the offensive line.
Yeah, that's a big one, man. You got it. You have to, because it all starts in the trenches. But next up, we're gonna talk about the fact that the Colts just announced this morning that they have decided who their starting quarterback is going to be, and it is
Danny Dimes.
Danny Dimes, aka Daniel Jones, who used to play for the Giants. Many people are familiar with. Deuce, let's get your first thoughts. Obviously Anthony Richardson is not starting. He's gonna be a backup. So what do you think of this?
Yeah, I think they kind of had to go with Daniel Jones at this point because Anthony Richardson he had a lot of potential coming in from the draft, but I feel like he hasn't really gotten to keep it together as far as throwing the football consistently, at least. So I feel like they got to get Daniel Jones. Hopefully, he'll have some sort of resurgence in their system. With Jonathan Taylor in the system, I feel like he's kind of sneaky. He can run the ball a little bit, so I feel like as although he's not Anthony Richardson, he can kind of do a little bit of running on the throw. Maybe some sneaky QB runs, QB draw plays, stuff like that.
For sure,
he can have some potential, but I don't see it coming out too well for them. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how the Colts are gonna sell this one to the fans long term, but we'll see.
Hey man, so what I'll say is this. First of all, so with the Anthony Richardson situation, it's kind of sad because it's like he only got drafted 2 years ago. You know what I mean? Yeah. The dude was like the 4th overall pick or something like that. They took him early as hell, and he started like a few games his rookie season, and he got hurt. All right, and then couldn't come back. So that was that. You know what I mean? So now that season's over. Next season he comes back, he don't look as good. He's seems a little inaccurate. But that being said, the Colts offense, other than Jonathan Taylor and, a few offensive linemen, they don't really got great receivers or things like that. It wasn't a good offense for him. So he really struggled last year. He got hurt and benched a couple times, I believe, so it's whatever, But now this year it's he barely even played in the preseason. They already took the keys from him. You know what I mean? It's not only when they signed Daniel Jones, I just assumed, all right, he's getting a high salary. He gonna compete. But they damn near gave it to him, bro.
Fuck him.
Fuck it, bro. Because apparently he heard I guess Anthony Richardson got hurt again, and they
at that point, you can't really do too much. If you keep getting hurt, we can't put you out there because you're going to keep getting hurt again. So get healthy and we'll try it, but
but my thing is this though: when he's on the field, the Colts have not done what they needed to help him succeed. In my opinion,
that boy Michael Pittman, man, he was supposed to be doing great things.
Yeah, at least from a fantasy value, But then again, it's offenses are intricate systems, and with these players and teams and coaches, it takes a while for them to work. And when you give a guy, especially a rookie quarterback, 3 years, it's all right, that you really running out of patience, not really letting it cook, because it's all right, I get it. Daniel Jones is very fast. Daniel Jones actually might be faster than Anthony Richardson. He not gonna run somebody over like Anthony Richardson will.
No.
But I don't think his arm is as strong.
He's not as fragile though.
No, Daniel Jones be getting hurt too. He gets concussed every other game, damn near too. But it's all right, I was exaggerating there. But to all the Daniel Jones fans out there, but yeah, man. So Giants. It's we'll see. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to be surprised, and eventually Anthony Richardson will probably come back out there. Whether Daniel Jones does great or not, he's going to get hurt at some point, I think. And he'll be out there. I'm not wishing that for him, but it's just look at the stats, bro. He gets hurt every year.
We'll see. Yeah.
So, regardless though, I think the Colts' ceiling is, a playoff team, maybe win one game. That's it. I don't see them really making no noise, with either of those quarterbacks. So
I probably think that's hopeful. Getting the playoffs and winning the game for them.
Yeah, that's the best case scenario to me. I could see him making it maybe, but there's still a lot of talented teams in the AFC.
Yeah.
So from the young quarterback Anthony Richardson, now we got the ageless wonder out in Cleveland, bro. Joe Flacco, man. He also got announced as the Browns starting quarterback. I think either this morning or the day before also, that's just kind of in the news, with the preseason, these teams are announcing their quarterbacks.
That was obvious.
Any thoughts?
I think that's what they're probably going to do. Then it's interesting to see who they'll probably usher in first after Flacco is ultimately benched. I think they should probably go with Shador to start off to see what he has. I don't know. I don't know too much about the Dylan Gabriel kid, but I don't really think I don't think he's that spectacular of a prospect. I don't know. I don't know.
I will say though, I mean, the last game he played, Gabriel played pretty well
He did?
statistically. Although the film, to me still shows Shadur Sanders. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But then again, like I said with these preseason games, they've only played in one game apiece, so it's like, judging the player off one game is kind of difficult.
True.
Very difficult. So it's like, I think ultimately they're gonna keep both of them. And I think Kenny Pickett is probably gonna be their backup. Just because the dude's played before, but
Yeah,
I don't think
Kenny
he's that.
Pickett.
I don't think Kenny Pickett's good though. I mean,
don't think Kenny
I saw him
Pickett's
play.
good?
No, I mean, I think that's not a hot take. You know what I mean? Because I've seen him play. Like on the Steelers, and dude used to squeak wins against us, man. Because the Steelers is so damn annoying. But the dude was not good. I'm just making it clear.
All right.
But yeah, I think Flacco is still the best quarterback in Cleveland, and then based on the potential and what I've seen, I'm excited about Shadur Sanders. I mean, he really slipped. He was supposed to be a first round pick.
He did.
I don't know what the NFL was trying to do. We should have talked about that too. Actually, I don't know what the NFL was going for, letting him slip like that. Like they were trying to humble him or something, as if the dude wasn't already humble.
Yeah, I feel like they did like going to like assert the effort to be like, all right, well, if you think you're like all that, we're not gonna give you all that money. We're not gonna give you the best rookie contract, and you're gonna fall all that way. And well, if you do good in Cleveland, well, you gotta be great. He's gonna have to be really, really great in Cleveland. I mean, obviously Jerry Jeudy's good, and Njoku, he's a good weapon too. But he's gonna have to overcome a lot of things. His defense is nice. The defense is nice there, but.
They got a good running game too, man. Like they could afford to lose Chubb, because Chubb getting a little older. I think went to the Texans, but they got Jerome Ford.
Yeah, they got my dad.
Oh, his pops go by the name of Jerome Ford, bro. so yeah, man. Hey, bro, I didn't even think of that.
Nah, for
but yeah, bro. That being said, the Browns, they still one of the worst in the league. But I'm nervous to see them play because Flacco ain't never played against the Ravens before, and he might. But then again, Lamar gonna have something to say about that, So we'll keep a tab on that, Yeah, that's what I'll say. What's next on the sports topics? But like you said, bro, there's really no surprise about Cleveland, though. We expected Joe Flacco to be named the starter. Once he signed there, but
the Heat.
Oh yeah, we talking about the Miami Heat now. So it's the NBA offseason. For the most part, all these trades and free agent acquisitions, they've been happening, but there's still things going on. Deuce, tell us about the trade of Miami Heat made.
So a lot of teams going into the season, there's not like a lot of teams in the East are like wide open, but there's not any clear teams that's gonna we have a chance to win a championship or we don't have a chance to do anything. So a lot of teams are in that purgatory range, and there's this new luxury tax here. It's a lot of teams don't have a lot of leeway to sign a lot of superstar free agents. I think you can really only sign like 2 supermax players per team really without some crazy tax.
For sure.
So if you don't have those top tier players, you kind of got to weigh your option to see if you're not going to really contend, you probably don't want to hit that tax because if you're not going to contend for a championship, what's the point of paying all that money for a team? You're going to start losing a whole lot of money, and those owners are going to definitely pull back a lot. So
especially if you're losing games.
Yeah. Miami, we traded Haywood Highsmith. A lot of fans were in the uproar about that. He was a great player. He was a great 3-and-D player. When he
forward?
Yeah. Well, more like a wing.
Okay.
He can probably play shooting guard, out there. But he probably guarded the best, wing to guard player out there on our team,
right?
If Jimmy wasn't on in the runs, but we traded him for basically nothing. A second round pick that is going to expire during the trade deadline
to the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, the Brooklyn Nets. Yep.
And then you said the trade going to expire at the trade deadline.
Yeah, so we have an option. We can trade it and we can use it. So
did they essentially give him away for free?
Technically, and after the trade deadline, if we did nothing for him, then we did give him away for free.
Dang, so that's a luxury tax thing, man. Because a lot of teams, we budget cut in, bro.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. It's a lot. You'll see a lot more teams start to do that as the season goes on. You see, the first couple of games, if a team doesn't feel like they have it, what's the point? You'll see a lot of those lower teams probably do, Portland or. Who knows?
Hey, bro, I hope he balls out for the Nets because right now we got a lot of we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of work to do, man. We got a lot of young players. We were not one of the best teams in the NBA last year. But Got something to look forward to the future, you know. One step at a time with the Nets, though, bro.
Hey, we gotta go to Brooklyn and Miami game this year, man.
Oh, we will, man. Maybe we'll do a podcast there. You know what I mean? We got a lot of ideas. We still building, you know what I mean? But do some down podcast, bro. You know, I think the next time we'll be together, bro, the NFL season will be damn near around the corner, if not started already. So it's gonna be an exciting time, you know what I mean? That's when the fans start, you know, having all these, you know, tense comments. It's gonna be a fun time, bro. You know, we get more
100%.
call-ins, more guests are coming up too.
Yeah, we'd love to get more guests for you guys, man. We're working on that. We're gonna get some good,
for sure,
talented people in here.
Definitely, we've been in discussions with multiple people, so we're getting it. But you know, right now, you know, we good enough too. You know what I mean? We both do a good job, you know. And shout out to Jake Mixon in the corner, you know what I mean, too. So, you know, we do a good job, but you know, we definitely are looking for new ways to expand the show. You know, Deuce and I have been talking about, you know, a whole bunch of other things we're gonna talk about, whether it's movies, TV shows, you know, different sectors of music, different sectors of sports. We're gonna hit it all, bro. And you know, we're growing with the fans. You know, we appreciate y'all. I'm going to say, like Deuce said last episode, man, we thank y'all for the time you guys spend. Yes, you know, there's times, you know, I'll say personally for myself where I'm like, you know, I've been putting a lot of work with this. I wonder if people are going to care. And then I turn it on and we get like 40 views. You know what I mean? People are like around the globe, you know, tuning in. People I've never heard of before commenting. You know what I mean? Like, it means a lot to us, man. It really does. So we appreciate all of y'all that tune in around the world, man. And Do Some Down Podcast, bro. You know, we out here.
We love y'all, man.
Peace. All right, bro.
How's it going?
Hell yeah.